A legal contract with rights, obligations. It is emotional, spiritual, a union of committed to. Marriageology, God's own originated institution. Marriageology, family life. Please note, this program is rated 18. Therefore, parental guidance is advised.
The spate of assumption that's actually coming from personal thoughts of people's opinion on our marital lives is becoming alarming and is causing more harm than good. On this episode, we'll be getting to know why we should not allow our instincts to override the peace of our home. I am Akosile Nicholas Walter, your host, and I have with me a marriage technocrat right here that will be unveiling some secrets to marital success to us, and who'll be letting us know what is obtainable in achieving marital bliss as well. He is no other than Dr. Simon Adebayo. Good to have you on set, sir.
Good to see you. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, sir.
Hope you are doing fine.
Very well, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And quickly, we'll be getting to hear a story of a woman who's faced with some challenges in marriages. And I do hope that this story will actually teach us something. It has a whole lot to teach us. And by the time we'll listen to it, honestly, you'll be glad you did. Please stay with us as we'll bring it your way. Welcome to Marriageology.
I am Judith Olakunle. I'm 35 years old. My husband left me after 10 years and 4 children. Eight months ago, if someone had told me there would be a crack in my marriage, I would have sworn otherwise. I trusted him. I trusted him with my life. And then I realized I didn't know him at all. This is my story. I happily got married to Ayo Olakunle from same state, Ogun, precisely. We have lived together for a decade and we have 4 children. 4. Over the years, he had worked hard for the good of the family and could only see his future with me. Soon we had children and rose from tenancy to buying a house at the mainland in Lagos State, Nigeria. One day, the seemingly perfect marriage of mine suddenly crumbled like a flash. It was on a regular morning. I was making breakfast for the family, making plans for the day. There was no sign of trouble because the last night was exceptionally romantic. Suddenly, out of nowhere, he walked to me and told me he wanted a divorce. A divorce. The word sounded so strange. It was like a joke. Knowing there was no indication, I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. Shockingly, after much plea and persuasion, he finally told me he had a strong feeling that the 4 children we have together are not his. Now my husband has changed. He has completely changed. He now wants to carry out a DNA test on the kids. He comes home whenever he likes, does whatever he likes. Please, I need help. I need someone to talk to. I'm losing it. Please, I need help. Please help me.
Wow. Wow. What a word. Doctor, I'm sure you watched it and you've heard. You heard for yourself. A marriage has lasted for a decade, 10 years now, with 4 children. In this kind of critical situation, what do we do?
Wow. Thank you very much. May I start by addressing the woman to stop crying? Woman, weep not. There is hope for you. As long as you have good conscience, you are honest, and you are sincere to yourself. And no matter the matter, my father in the Lord, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, will say, you will matter when it matters most. If you've been happily married for the past 10 years, a decade as you said, and there had been no crisis like this between you and your husband, the first thing that could have brought about this, I call the third party, the intrusion or the invasion of the third party. Someone out there had said something, had done something to your husband, and that could emanate in what you are going through now. But that being the case, as much as you have a good conscience towards God and towards your husband, don't be afraid of any DNA. Let your husband go ahead and do 1,000,001 DNA. He will be the one to sponsor it. At the end of the day, he will turn back to tell you to render apologies to you, because obviously he will remain the father of the children. But what I say to you, my woman crying, please get a good mentor, get a good role model. Rush to your father in the Lord. Rush to somebody that had gotten a good marriage that you can emulate. Table these things before him or her, and I believe they will be able to give you counsel. Meanwhile, don't spread the news, because I do believe that your husband is coming back to you with apologies, and you will still enjoy marital bliss.
Well, quickly, I got something from your explanation why you were actually encouraging the crying woman. And you said for such a thing to have occurred, there must be
a third
party. Are you trying to say that from her story?
Yes.
Going down to her story now,
Yes.
she actually made something very salient. He said, the man said that there's this strong feeling that he's not the father of the children. So can actually a third party instigate that strong feeling?
Why not? Why not if not?
How?
Nothing just happened. Strong feelings don't just come easy. Somebody instigated it. Somebody said something. Somebody did something. He had an encounter with something. If the man would be very sincere, the man just didn't sleep and woke up and started developing such feelings. If going by what the woman had already told us, they even had a good last night.
Of course. I was going there. Isn't that deception? Somebody you already made up your mind to, like, okay, I'm going to give her the peace of my mind by morning, and you're still having.
Perhaps he did not have that feeling that time. It's likely he did not have that feeling that time. So we might not conclude that it was a deception. Perhaps it was when he woke up, suddenly a call can come through a phone. A text can come through a phone. Somebody could WhatsApp him. Somebody could send any message. Somebody could give him a call just a minute before he did what he did. So it might be that the time they were together throughout the night, he had no feeling, nothing. So after somebody has said something, somebody could just say, wow, you're so stupid. I just feel like to tell you what had been happening to your wife, and you didn't know. I have all the evidence within me. Do you know that all those children of yours, they are not really yours? Somebody could have whispered, could have talked. Under a minute, I will have said, what? Are you serious? Oh, if you want to check out, go do DNA. And maybe the person who had talked to him looked like a confidant, somebody who he had trusted over the years. And there are people who appear to be your friends. Those are the people my father in the law will call the unfriendly friends. They appear to be your friend, but in reality, they are not your friends. They appear to love you, but they really didn't love you. So somebody has said something. There's no doubt. I'm too sure somebody said something. Feelings just didn't come from nowhere. somebody said something, somebody whispered to him, somebody told him something, somebody did something. Otherwise, himself alone couldn't have suddenly arrived at such a conclusion overnight.
Of course.
So we have to investigate. And so I still have the message to the woman out there, and perhaps any of the women out there that may be passing through this same thing, may not know how to say it, may not know how to hear it. I've met quite a lot of women passing through this ordeal, and they wouldn't even know who to tell, how to tell it. And that is why we are bringing this out, so that you could apply this same solution we are getting here to your own life, and you will be free. You will enjoy marital bliss. So whoever is saying anything, whoever is doing anything, woman, just calm down. At the end of the day, the truth will be revealed, because you are quite innocent. You are quite innocent. You know what? You've not done anything. Let them go and do any DNA. At the end of the day, I believe you'll be free.
Okay, now, Doctor, thank you. I got the message.
Yes.
I got the message. Now, quickly, let's take a look at statistics. Now, there's this paternal fraud. The rate of paternal fraud in Nigeria is becoming alarming. It's on the increase by the day. Of course, what statistics has it that Jamaica is actually leading at I think around 35 point something %, while Nigeria is 33. Nigeria is next. The rate of paternal fraud is on the increase. In this case, especially in this era where a lady can be in love or be making out with two men and eventually wants to settle with the other, and before that settling down, she must have had something to do with the other one. At the end of the day, she discovers that she's heavy, or she has taken in, and she wants to hurry up the marriage with the other person. At the end of the day, it is only the woman that could practically tell who the true father of the child is now in this case. I don't understand. Just imagine a man coming up to a woman, telling that woman that these children are not mine. How do you think the woman will feel?
No doubt. First and foremost, trust has been broken. The level of trust. It just goes on to tell us that the man had stopped to trust, or stopped trusting the woman if he was trusting her before. He suddenly lost the trust. And like I said before, the role that third parties play in marriages cannot be overemphasized. We should be very, 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 very careful. The worst enemy of every marriage is the third party. Avoid third party syndrome in your marriage if you are going to experience any marital bliss. So men should be careful not to listen or not to be moved by what somebody has said to them concerning their spouses. Women, the same thing. Be careful not to be moved by what anybody has said to you concerning your own spouse. You should know your spouse better than any other person. You should know. You should know. And then, please, evil communication corrupts good manner.
Before you go there, quickly, while she was actually narrating her ordeal, she made something very striking there, that she actually trusted him.
Yeah.
This is somebody who practically could see his future in his wife's life. You understand? So how come something just happened, that trust just got broken almost immediately?
We're saying the same thing. Somebody said something. He heard something. If you look at the book of Genesis chapter 2, shortly after God has instituted what is called marriage today, the next thing that happened, the very coming chapter 3, then Satan. Then Satan. That's the third party. The problem was not with Adam and Eve. They trusted one another and they were flowing. But the Bible says in chapter 3 verse 1, then Satan. Satan came in, third party. So similarly today, Satan could come in, either appearing through one person or the other. It could come in through a friend, it could come in through another enemy, it could use any other instrument. But just know that any third party intruding into your marriage should not be allowed, to control your marriage. That's why I kept saying evil communication corrupts good manner. Who do you listen to when you are now married?
It matters.
Who speaks into your life? Whose voice do you follow? Who counsels you? Who instructs you? Who is your model? Who is your role model? Who is your mentor? So be careful. The person that speaks to you, the person that you listen to, the person that you follow. Who you follow determines what follows you. So that's exactly what has happened here. Somebody has come in from somewhere and has said something. That's the problem. So, but as much as possible, we know very well that the woman knows the father of her own child. Every woman knows the real father of her own child. So we are living in a world that women should take the advantage of, knowing very well that they know the real father of their own child. They should be faithful to one man. They should be. That is how we will admonish them. Be faithful to one man. If you were not faithful before you got married, now that you are married, please be faithful. Be faithful. And if you had a child or if you were pregnant before you married that man, please be faithful. That's why if you marry very well, if you're going to marry through a God-given church or an institution, of course, like what we do in our own denomination is that the very day, just before the marriage, there will be pregnancy test.
Of course.
To be too sure that you were not pregnant.
The truth is, from this storyline,
yes,
you cannot really ascertain if actually they had a church wedding.
That's the truth anyway. But we are telling others who perhaps want to escape such a thing like this, because the Word of God says, "If the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do?" So perhaps the foundation was really destroyed. They got married. Some got married through beer parlor, through club, through parties, so got married. And how they got married matter. I don't even expect that this woman should be trouble at all. Shouldn't have been trouble if the foundation was says, okay, you want to go for DNA, go for DNA. Okay, go ahead. The only thing that is disturbing me now is that you mentioning my name at all, that you are no longer trusting me, is an issue already.
Of course.
It's an issue.
You must have heard something.
Yes, it's an issue because you are not saying you don't trust me. No, I will forgive you at the end of the day, but you can go ahead. I've forgiven you. Go ahead. Go and do your DNA. When you finish your DNA, I'm here for you.
In other words, for a marriage that has lasted for
10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
Are you trying to tell me that that trust wasn't strong enough to actually sustain that marriage?
Oh, I've heard of a particular man who got married for over 25 years. They've been married successfully. So at the age of 75, she took his own wife at 70 to court. He was not going to marry her anymore. Wow. He wanted to marry another person after 25 years. Oh, this thing could happen anytime. It just could happen anytime. Anybody could just develop what is called cold feet. Somebody could do anything. Human beings are liable to changes. Anybody can just change for any reason. That's why I kept telling people, giving my own personal experience, why I will not have a divorce in my marriage. I keep saying it in tomorrow. Is the fact that I had already vowed to forgive my wife ahead of time. What she would do and what she would not do ahead of time, I had already forgiven her. In other words, there's nothing my wife will do today that will be strange to me, that I will get to the point, let's go for DNA, or I will not forgive her. Forgiveness is the key.
Now, doctor, this situation is quite critical here.
Yeah.
You never can tell the millions of women out there who are actually in this marital anguish.
Yes, yes.
And right now, we need a solution, a lasting solution to this whole marital crisis. Now, the man really wants a DNA test carried out. Now, do you think, as a married technocrat, a DNA is needed in this case?
Yes, please. Yes, it's needed.
Quickly,
because the man had gotten to a point.
I think we'll go straight to that.
Okay.
That we'll go in depth to that into that question when we come back after this short break. Please don't go anywhere. We'll want to know if actually DNA is needed in this critical marital crisis. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be back. welcome back and thanks for staying with us. And quickly, I do hope you're enjoying yourself on this episode. In case you're just joining us, this is Marriageology. We have a story of a woman who actually have been married for 10 years now with 4 kids, you know. Just suddenly, the husband have a strong feeling that the 4 children does not belong to him. Are not his. Now in this case scenario, the woman needs help from the married technocrat. Of course, we have a married technocrat here, Dr. Simon Adebayo. We've been having good times before we actually went on that short break. Now we're back. We really want to face reality, want to face it again, because lots of people out there are actually faced with these whole problems of trust, you know, and infidelity as well. Now, Doctor, I like back to the question we're actually treating for one on a very short break concerning the DNA. Do you really think, in reality, now let's face the outside world, do you really think that DNA test that the man requests for is actually needed in this case?
It's of paramount importance in this place. In this case, except it is being done, the man will not relax. The man had obviously made up his mind to do it. And the success of the marriage is at risk if they do not do it.
In other words, the success of that marriage lies on the DNA test, right?
Yes, because the man had made up his mind to do it. There is an element of distrust already. No more trust. And when there is no trust in any given marriage, you cannot enjoy any marital bliss, whatever. So, at this junction, DNA test is inevitable. They should go ahead and do it. Just that the repercussion is where we have problems now.
Okay, now we'll come there. Now, in case, should they carry on with the DNA test and it turns out to be that the children are his, what do you think will be the outcome of this whole thing? Do you ever think that while they progress in the home, the memory will ever be wiped out of them? Do you ever think that this memory will ever leave their mind? Just take a close look at. Just picture something, a mother scene or looking at the kids every day. The memory will keep coming. There will be a reoccurrence of that memory and all of that. And the kids, how would they feel? I don't know. Just
thank you very much. Do you know that 6 major people are connected in this case? At least 6 major people.
Go on.
The husband, the wife, and 4 children. Not to talk of the relations now, the 2 parents-in-law, the cousins, and it goes on and on and on like that. How would they feel at the end of the day that the father never believed that they were his children? Talking about the children, the 4 children. How will the wife ever feel at the end of the day only to discover that the man was being moved by a third party by distrusting her after a decade of marriage? How will she ever feel? And how will he also, he may not even find it easy to forgive himself. People have problems in even forgiving themselves when they have erred to such a degree. How will he ever feel? That's the problem at the end of the day. If the result of the DNA will now show that they are truly his children. But let's look at it vice versa. What if the DNA result now show that they are not his children? Then there's a big problem here.
Of course.
Then the woman had questions to answer. Then obviously, it might be very, very difficult to continue in that marriage any longer. But please, we don't envisage any negative answer or result in this case. Whatever may be the result, I know at the end of the day, if one of the spouses will be ready to apologize, whoever is found guilty is ready to apologize sincerely, which may not be very easy, and the other spouse also will be ready to accept the apology and have undivided forgiveness for life, which might also not be easy. And I think at
doctor,
the end of the day,
doctor, I am not getting it clear, because right now, a lot of men out there are guilty of this whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And now the truth is out.
Yeah.
That memory, how can it be wiped off completely? Can it
And that's
be
why I'm
wiped
linking
off
it on the
completely?
two sides now, because we wouldn't know. We can't preempt what will be the result of the DNA test now. Should it be that at the end of the day, it's negative, that those children are all proven to be his own, then the onus is on him to now sincerely break down before the wife in absolute surrenderness to the wife, being faithful and trustworthy. And then the wife, the onus lie on the wife also to now look to him with the eyes of forgiveness. Why this? Why this? Then maybe at the end of the day, he might even open up that he was your friend that said this. It was your mother that said it. It was your colleague that said it. I just hope at the end of the day, they will be able to forgive one another. And that will teach them a good lesson. At the end of the day, they may enjoy better bliss than ever before. And they will never have such problems in their marriages the remaining days of their lives, or in their marital affairs the remaining days of their lives. And others watching too will now know that this is how to go about it. Beware of the third party. Before raising an allegation against your spouse, quietly investigate on your own. And please don't let anybody tell you any story about your spouse, especially when you've been married for a decade. It's not now that somebody should be telling you, be careful. I know the person telling you may be right, but be careful how you take it. You can enjoy marital bliss.
All right, that was a wonderful one. I do hope you actually gained something from these episodes. And quickly, remember that no third party is allowed in your marriage if you really want to enjoy marital bliss. And as for as many of us out there, as many people out there watching me right now that has actually experienced some marital difficulties as these, of course, I'm sure you've learned something today. And to the men, you do not build your results or the outcome of your actions on what you heard from a third party. No, take out time to make things right. Take out time not to take drastic action that will cost you your own life. Remember that God actually ordained marriage for a lifetime enjoyment. So do not destroy what God has made for you by yourself with your hands. And thank you once again. I do hope you've been blessed on this actual episode. And quickly, I want to assure you that we have more interesting episodes, more interesting topics that will be coming your way shortly. Should you have any important topic you really want us to treat on this program, you can reach us on this line displayed on the screen. Please let us know. We're here for you. We'll treat it, and we do hope that your deliverance will come and you'll gain a whole lot and also be a blessing to people out there all over the world. Thank you once again for staying with us. We do hope you enjoyed this episode. Till I come your way next episode, remain blessed. And I remain Akosile Nicholas Walter. Thank you. God bless you.